Good morning, Year 2. It's Friday, it's our last maths lesson of this week, and today we are looking at finding a quarter and how to work out a quarter of a set of objects or a number. Okay, so we've got another flashback. Okay, some questions like yesterday, so I want you to pause and have a go, and then I will talk you through them and how I would answer them. So, question number 1. Divide 15 by 5. There are lots of ways you can do this. You can do it mentally if you know your 5 times table and the division facts, or you could draw out 5 groups and share 15 between the 5 groups. But 15 divided by 5 is 3. There are 10 crayons in each pack. How many crayons altogether? So I know that there are 10 in each pack, but I don't know how many packs, so I need to count them. So I've got 1, 2, 3 packs. So I've got 10 in each pack, so I've got 3 lots of 10. 3 lots of 10 is the same as 3 times 10. And I know, because I know my 10 times table, that 3 times 10 is 30. We've got another complete the sequence. We need to work it out. So it says 16, 14, 12, blank, blank. Now I've noticed that the numbers are getting smaller, so my sequence is going backwards. But I need to work out how many it's going backwards by. So I'm going to put 16 in my head and count backwards to 14. So 16, 15, 14, and that is 2. Let me just check with 14 to 12. 14 in my head, 13, 12. It's going backwards in my 2 times table. So that next one will be 10, and then it will be 8. You can look at it backwards to see if it makes sense. So 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, and that would be the 2 times table, sorry. So today we've got to find the sum of 9, 5 and 1. See if you can remember my top tip from yesterday. Find a number bond. 9 and 1 is my number bond to 10. So there is 10, and adding 5, 10 add 5 is 15. So that is our little warm up and our anchor for today. Okay, so I have got these pairs. I've got 16 pairs here, and I want to share them equally between 4 groups. Now the best way to do that, so it's fair, is do one at a time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and just share them out equally. Okay, and keep going until you run out. Just like this. Oh. And then I'm just going to make sure all the groups have got the same amount. So in group 1 I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Group 2 I've got 4. Group 3 I've got 4. And group 4 I've got 4. So 16 into 4 groups is 4. So here it says 16 pairs have been shared equally between 4 groups. There are 4 pairs in each group. So 1/4 of 16 is equal to 4. 16 was our whole number, which is here. So this was our whole number. And I wanted 1/4, so I divided it by 4. So I've got my 4 groups. Okay. And to find 1/4, all I had to do was count 1 of the groups, and in one of the groups there were 4. There were 4 pairs, just like that. So 1/4 of 16 is equal to 4. This question wants me to find 1/4 of the peaches and circle the correct answer. Now, if I was you, I would draw them out, just like I've got them here, so I've got them ready drawn, and I'm going to split them into groups, just like when we found half. So I'm going to split them in half, but that's only 2 groups. I need 4 groups. 1, 2, 3. If I put a line here, I've now got 4 equal groups, and they want me to circle the correct answer. So 1/4 of my peaches is 3, because I've split it into 4 and I've counted 1 of the groups. Now, I need to colour 1/4 of the shape and complete the sentences. So let's read what it says. The whole is. So I can do that before I do anything. So how many pieces are there all together in my shape? So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So my whole is 8. So I'm finding 1/4 of 8. That's half of the job done. So I'm going to use my sneaky trick like I did before with the peaches. I'm going to split it into 4. Just like that. Okay. And I'm going to colour 1/4. See if you can remember, does it matter which quarter I colour? No, so I'm going to colour this quarter today. How many pieces are in that quarter? There are 2. Okay, so 1/4, that's a really bad 2, Miss French. So let's type it so you can all see that it is definitely a number 2. Okay, there is another way you might have noticed you could split this into 4. So let's get rid of what I've done so far. You might have noticed you could split it into 4 this way. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Let's just move that one onto the line. Doesn't want me to. So we've got 4 groups. Let's just see if it is still 2 in 1/4. How many squares are part of that quarter? It's still 2. So it doesn't matter how you split them into your groups as long as they are equal and there are 4 groups. So now I want to find 1/4 of 8. So I've got 8, anything you want. I've got 8 red dots is what I've got today. And I need to find 1/4. Now I know that 1/4 means I need to divide by 4. So my red dots, I've got my 4 groups here and I need 8 between them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I know that 1/4 of 8 is 2. Because one of these groups has got 2 in them. But they've all got 2 because they're equal, so it doesn't matter which one you choose to count. This one's a bit trickier. 1/4 of 24. Remembering that quarter means 4. So I've got my 4 groups. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3 and group 4. I'm going to change my colour this time. I'm going to go for blue dots. Okay, and I've got 24. So I'm going to share them equally, starting with group 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So I'm now just going to count to make sure they are all equal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they have each got 6. And I want 1 quarter. So I'm going to go for this end quarter. So 1 quarter of 24 is 6, because there are 6 in each of my groups. Okay, so bronze today, you're going to complete the bar models. It's broken it down into halves and quarters, so make sure you read it carefully. Just like I did with the peaches, you've got to find a quarter of the objects and circle the answer. You've got to colour a quarter and fill in the boxes just like I did, and then complete the answers. The diagrams are there to help you. Silver, you are doing questions 1 to 4. You've got to share some counters, complete the sentences and tell me how you worked it out. Share the pencils between the pots. Look and draw arrows on the picture, and then use the bar models a bit like I just did in the last workings out to help you answer those questions. Gold, I want you to do questions 5 to 8. So you need to show that 1 quarter of 24 is 6. So you've got your 24 counters in your array, and I need you to show me on the array that 1 quarter of 24 is 6. You need to have a look at this concept cartoon. Use this method to work out a quarter of 12, so you might want to draw it out and show me. Number 7, you need to complete the table. And number 8, you need to work out a quarter of a number. That one's quite tricky. So you've got the answer. You know that a quarter of a number is 7. The first bit's done for you to help, and then you have got to just complete it and find out what your original number would be. And platinum, your questions, you've got some matching questions. So you've got a quarter of a number and then the answers you need to match up. You need to decide if the children are correct and explain your answer. And you've also got one of those backwards questions where they're thinking of a number and you've got to work out what that number is. Hope you all have a lovely weekend, and we are still doing fractions next week, so I will be here on Monday with more fractions.